Now, starting with the big picture, speak to us about why the NCRST places such strong emphasis on youth-focused science competitions like the National Science Fair, the Mathematics Olympiad, and the National Science Quiz.
Right, thank you. The NCRST recognized that the future of innovation and also the economic development of this country lies heavily on the foundation that STEM has to lay. So when I say STEM, I said mathematics, technology, engineering. I'm saying science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So for us to be able to ensure that the future of innovation is set, the economic development of the country is also taken care of. The NCRST then focus on this, apart from the others also that the institution is offering. This is one of the division, just a division of the institution, and this is just some of the programs also that are taking place that are dedicated to the youth, which is the National Science Fair, the Namibia Mathematics Olympiad, and also the National Science Quiz. So this program, we are not looking at the academic excellency. What we want to do with this program, we want to create curiosity. We want to make sure we demystify that myth, that popular misconception that comes with the idea that mathematics is for some people and not the others, to create that interest to make sure that we get these young generations, as we are saying, to start while early. It's the best. So we have these programs, we open their eyes to, they make sure that the challenges of these days, the challenges of today, be it in their environment, in this country, are alleviated through STEM education. So the national development goals also of the country, especially the call for Vision 2030, can be alleviated also. And I mean, in terms of Vision 2030, it calls for a knowledge-based society. For us to get there is through programs of this nature. Yes.
Now, the National Science Fair has become a key platform in showcasing young scientific talent. Can you give us a sense of how fair, it has grown over the years and what's in store for this year?
Right. For this year, a lot is in store for this program. And yes, this program has grown over the years, especially in terms of the quality it produces. Of course, I have to admit that the limit is finances. If it's not for finances, we can have this event as big as it can be. But especially at the national level, we cannot bring everyone. So we do have funders like the Marine has been with us for 4 years, and they are really investing a quite amount of budget on this program, and also to make sure that the Namibian child is built. But with the little project that we are able to bring at the national level is of quality, is producing prototypes that are working. And we also, with the capacity building that we put in this program, is also able to help us to produce the quality that we are looking for. So we are looking at September, we are looking at the quality projects, we are looking at all the 14 regions represented. We are looking at the projects that can possibly taken up as innovations that can work for the countries, especially the challenges we are facing.
So what kind of projects and innovations typically emerge from learners at the National Science Fair? And have any of these gone on to perhaps influence the real-world developments and careers?
Yes, I can give you a specific example when you talk of the real world. We have the team that own the Minds in Action. It's an institution that is really building STEM in this country. They are the product of the science fair. We have the young man who has developed the science fair system that we are using today is a product of the science fair. As we go out to do documentations in the regions, we found also this young man in Omaheke. He's now doing engineering, electrical engineering, and he said his project stemmed from the National Science Fair. So yes, we really have real-life projects that advanced out there. We had kids that were able to get scholarships, some sadly out of Namibia, because we also expose these kids internationally. Yes.
Now, how involved are learners from the rural and under-resourced schools, and what efforts are being made to ensure that there is a broad involvement of all Namibian learners, to make it possible for them to be involved in this?
Yes, we are very intentional when it comes to inclusive of these learners, especially those ones that would otherwise not being able to participate, be it because of the resources, they don't have the means, or maybe because otherwise the information will not reach them. So the Ministry of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sport, Arts and Culture has also put a very strong emphasis on this because they are the main partner. So we make sure that we go through the regions. The regional directors are very forthcoming. They are big support because they gave us a dedicated person in each region. And these are the people that are helping us also to disseminate this information further. And also the same Directorate of Education in all the 14 regions of the country, they make sure they also put the budget aside for these children so they can support them when they do the regional, because this competition starts from school, goes to the circuit, goes to the region. Now when it goes to the region, they have to gather. So the ministry also make provision for that. They also meet us halfway to take them, to bring them to Vintu for the national. And also from NCRST, we make sure that they don't have to worry about their accommodation, their meals. So it's all catered so that at least every Namibian child is an opportunity.
Wonderful news. So looking at the Namibia Mathematics Olympiad, can you speak to us on the type of impact this has had on math education and learner performance across the country?
Yes, that is one of the impactful projects also that we have, the Namibia Mathematics Olympiad. I'm opening my cell phone because I want to give you facts. Alone in the participants for 2023, I'm talking of the top now, the overall 6 that usually represent the country at the Pan-African Mathematics Olympiad, and also to go for the International Mathematics Olympiad, Namibia now as a country. So for 2023 alone, the successes that we managed to get, there were 6. So one was still in grade 10, so he's still doing AA level. So the other 5, one is an actuarial scientist, the other one is a mathematics science in quantitative finance, the other one is applied mathematics, statistics, science in engineering. You can see some of these kids are in the country, some are out of the country. So these kids become inspiration to the others out there. And when the moment they see them succeeding like this, and I just want to applaud NBC also, because before the recent participant left for PAMO, you made sure that 2 came to Good Morning Namibia, 2 came to Namibia Connect, and 2 came to Daily Roundup with Nino. So it was a huge marketing also for the program. It was a big impact also out there because everybody's calling, they're asking how can we participate. So it's really a project that is yielding results, not because of us, because all the partners are involved like you, all the sponsors that are also in place are making all these results possible.
I remember personally when I was a child, there was, something, especially in my friends, we always used to say math is so difficult. And it probably is, if it's difficult, then your parents, or how has Mathematics Olympiad changed the mindset of children and those who participate in it, concerning math?
I think when it comes to Mathematics Olympiad, this is when we are starting off, everybody thinks it's difficult. It's for clever kids. So I am telling you, I'm a trained teacher. I know what you are talking about because I was on the ground at one point in time. So what we do with the Mathematics Olympiad, we make sure that we do it in the rounds also. We start from school, we go to the region, and through that the learners start building confidence. They start gaining eventually that momentum and start realizing that so I can really solve this mathematics. And eventually when they come to the national, and after the national, we still have an opportunity to give them further trainings so they can believe in themselves, so that they can also be an inspiration to the others. So we go out and also we find out sometimes where they are. So I want to give you an example. We had a child in Haimbili Haufiku. He was our very first overall winner. Yes, our very first overall winner for the Mathematics Olympiad. That was 2021. So that boy doesn't talk at all. When we went to do documentation of the successes, so he couldn't tell us anything. And the teacher said, you know what, good luck getting that boy talk. So we managed to get him talk somehow. But that was at the regional round. When he came at the national, he went back. So the principal called us to say, what did you do to this child? He's a teacher now at this school. He's the best mentor that the others are having out there. So it's not for
So the platform is
ones.
not just for learning, but there's a certain mindset
Yes.
that the organization focuses on,
Yes.
to help, young people. That's beautiful.
Yes, because we are not trying to teach what they are supposed to teach. We are rather trying to create a mindset that is acceptance of STEM education, that can agree with us that, yes, through science we can change this nation in terms of solving any challenge, any problem that our country is facing.
I can attest to that because, like I said, I also had a challenge in math. When I went in high school, I met a wonderful lady. She was my teacher, and she helped me so much. And I got a B for the very first time in math. So it's really about the person you're working with and the mindset.
In the mindset.
So now, speak to us about the National Science Quiz. What sets it apart from the other two initiatives that we've spoken about?
All right, the National Science Quiz on itself is more team-based. So we are trying to make these learners learn how to collaborate with others, how to also develop communication skills, at the same time also to create that interest, that spark to say science is fun. It's not just when I'm sitting in the class, but I can actually team up with, and that pressure of you have to give the answer because you have to buzz and give the answer. That pressure of, it also creates them, that agile, that strong person in them. And in addition to that, the National Science Quiz is more curriculum standardized. So we have the Directorate of Examination that has been assisting us setting these questions. So it's more based on what they learn in school. So it helps them also in terms of examination, in terms of revising for the content that they will need to write the examination. In the end, they'll perform better than the other ones that have never even given themselves an opportunity to go through it.
Interesting indeed. Now, finally, can you share with us how can people follow the progress of these competitions, and where can they register, and when exactly do they all take place?
Like I said from the beginning, we have all 14 regional directorates very active in terms of dissemination of informations. We also have information on our social medias. We also, when it comes to calls for participation, we publish in newspapers. So we give progress throughout, whether in the regions where the activities are. So we just want to encourage the parents, the mentors to be on a lookout either on social media to see when is the next round, when is the next participation, and what is on the calendar. And also, especially when they come to the national, to give that necessary support so that the learners also feel empowered.
Thank you so much for being with us on Namibia Connects. And we know that through such a platform, many children will be able to deal with the different fears within the subjects, especially math, science, and all different kind of quizzes. So thank you.
Thank you. I just want to say, to get an inspiration is very easy because, for example, the Mathematics Olympiad, we just have the children that came back from Botswana now, our top 6. So we again got a medal. 3 of our children got scholarships. So it's one of those, you don't just benefit by coming there, you benefit for a lifetime also. Like them, their parents are free, they are set for their educations are sorted. So we invite more learners to expose themselves, to challenge themselves. We need them.
And I'm sure the viewers plus myself can see that it's not, with you, it's not just the skill, it's the passion.
It's the
way you are smiling.
It's the passion.
Thank you so much for being